showtime.
OnlySlabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob here in front of the Great Wall of Comics. It's Slabber Day. It's Saturday, and that means it's time for OnlySlabs. In order to have OnlySlabs, we have to have a co-host. So we reach up in the sky and we go, "Hey, Canada, can Chris come out and play?"
I can.
Hooray!
Hooray.
And with us today, we have a guest, as we do every time we do this show.
Yeah.
Well, okay, 99.9% of the time that we do the show, we have a guest.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time we decided to go further out into the Commonwealth, and we went across the pond and we said, "Hey, yo, Mr. MJ,
How
can
you
you
doing,
join us today?"
everybody? Thank you
How
so
you
much
doing?
for having us. Or
Welcome.
having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will, of course, be getting back to you in just a moment. We do have to say hello to the chat, but first I'm going to let the chat know. Don't forget, pinned up at the top, a link there is the link to take you to the Comics Curing Cancer shop, the new online shop. Orders are printing and get shipping out to folks within a week. And I will say that we would love it if you're going to Heroes Con, because Comics Curing Cancer will be at Heroes Con at booth 1766. Come by and say hi. We would love for Saturday for as many people as possible to support that Comics Curing Cancer gear and help spread the word of Comics Curing Cancer. And while you're there, you can swing by the booth, and we have the exclusive Comics Curing Cancer lanyards we'll be giving out. No purchase necessary, although if you'd like to make a $2 donation to the cause to help cover those costs, we appreciate it, but it's not required. We'll hand them out to you just for free. Anyway, so let us do our due diligence, and let's play Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, Robert Monroe stops by and say happy Slabber Day to Rob, Chris, and James, and all the Slabberinos. Tomorrow begins Men's Health Month, so you guys get a check up, especially your prostate. It's the most common cancer for men and worldwide. Yes. And we should say, as long as we're mentioning cancer, and I did all this whole intro, in case you're wondering what the hell is he on about, of course, Comics Curing Cancer, official campaign of the American Cancer Society's campaign that I help run. This channel, 100% of the membership fees, the advertising, the super chats, and everything, it all goes to Comics Curing Cancer. So thank you to everybody who's a member of the channel, and of course, all the people that we're about to highlight in the super chats. Also, Heroes for Hire's Comic Club says, thank Crom, it's Slabber Day. Heroes for Hire drops that first $2 super chat and says, Hulk smash cancer. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Matt. This is from you. Space Case Collectibles, how's it all? Jean Below, good afternoon, everyone. Let's the slabs be shown. Timothy PJR, hello all. Cat Fan Comics, man, happy Slabber Day, everyone. And of course, to Rob's Fat Stacks and the Comic Vet, thank you. Dropping that member for 24 months, 2 years helping fight against cancer. Absolutely. I will say that the vast majority of the members are at 2 years or more, or damn close to it. It's amazing how many have been with us for so long, and I thank you all. Bat Dan presents a special Slabbericious Saturday to everyone from the Great Britain. Thank you, sir. Let's see here. Who else we got to say hello to? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Charmaine Deacon. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all okay. Thank you. Jay knows the way. Who would have thought age 45 Romper Room is still my favorite part of the week? What's up, peeps? Nice. Well, I see Jay knows the way, and I really need to get like a cutout mirror to do this part. James, you probably wouldn't know, but Romper Room was a syndicated kids show that ran for like 40 years. It was different, regionalized across our country. So, almost everybody in America knows of who is our age knows of Romper Room, who the teacher was in those classrooms in Canada too, was different because it was regionalized.
Oh,
But
yeah, of
it
course.
always ended with the teacher holding up the magic mirror and saying hello to all the friends out there in TV land, and would say kids' names. And you always sat there like waiting for them to say your name.
Your name.
And she would say, I see so and so. And yeah, that's where this
Wow.
all comes from. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Let's see. The Dead Man Comics cover show. Good evening. Happy Slabbers.
Hi, Terry.
Brian Barrick. Good day, all. Let's see here. Super Cracker 1016. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon to you. And Wellbore, hello. MJ responding back. He says, hey, I'm here too. Now the sex god from the UK is here. We can start the show. Did you know that you were a sex god?
I did not know that. No, not
Well,
not at all.
there you are.
I think it's inflammatory. That is completely slander. It's not.
Don't let it go to your head. Your wife might tell you otherwise. I don't know. Let's see. Mad Spidey from Land Down Under. He swings by at dark 30 in the morning to say, here's $14.99. Let's freaking go. And thank you so much. And I know he's doing that because he likes the big one. So we'll kick it off with the big one just for you, Mad Spidey.
That's not what it looks like.
Marty Olechko tricks by. He's got that $2 super text. Says, cancer sucks. Sorry, I'm late. Well, you're not late because we're right here. So this one is for you, sir. Izzyverse swinging by to say, good day, good dudes. Thank you so much. See, Stephen C. Happy Slabber Day, Henchman and Goon Squad. We've got, let's see. I said, hello. Bang. The good Dr. Von Hoots, comics from the Spiral Dimension. Huzzah, it's Slabber Day, and I'm back watching live. Unfortunately, cancer still sucks. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Dr. Von Hoot. Let's see, I'd already done that one, so let's do this one for you.
Refills with that?
Dr. Von Hoot filled the cup. Let's see. It's the other side where you're pointing, by the way. I don't know if you're mirrored or not, Chris, but no.
Is it not right now?
No, it's on the other side.
You probably mirrored, maybe.
Yeah, probably. Anyways, there you go. So who said JSS Brooklyn? Good afternoon, all. Flash by Night, good afternoon. Let's see here. Say hello to Timo Hana. Mahalo, everyone. I'm on time today. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's see. I have comic issues. Hello, everyone. Hello to you. And looking for making sure. Trying to make Joffrey Castro. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you. And Nucking Futz 1, who's a great guy. Nucking Futz 2, a real jerk.
Oh,
yeah, no. Yeah, you want to stay away from him. And Nucking Futz 3, we don't even talk about. No.
Okay.
Hello, Slabberoonies, and all the raw people.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Pretty good.
I like that. Let's see. Wayne says to get some tea and biscuits for MJ Comics. Let's see. C3 lanyard, you say? I did. Let's see here. Who else we need to make sure? Yes, you can't skip the intro because you're not watching the replay. Thank you. But if you are watching the replay and you haven't been skipping the intro, there is a little link now that says skip the intro, top of the description. You can bypass all this hoopla. Let's see here. But why would you want to, really? Dagger Card says it's such a great cause. Last day for my Million Reasons run and for my local sick kids hospital here in Ottawa. I'll be running 150 kilometers a month until I hit my goal of $2,500.
Awesome.
Excellent. Great work, man. I love your dedication to that.
Amazing.
Chris Bell, looking forward to this one. MJ is a dark horse. You flying under the radar, are you?
I don't know. I hope not.
Ooh.
Look at that. Timo Hana says, I'm gifting 10 Rob Fat Stacks Comics memberships. We have a game that we play back and forth, me and the good sir. So yeah, that's phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Okay. Rob, just to say those who jumped in on those.
Yeah, because unfortunately they won't be on the card I run later today.
Right. Wayne Deacon, I have comic issues. Ryan Riley, Space Case Collectibles, Robert Monroe Jr., Brian Klotz, Brian 12-ish, Taylor Winder, Ural Gates, the Mad Respect. They were all beneficiaries of Richard's kindness.
Thank you so much, Richard. And for that, this one's for you, sir.
Time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
Ronnie Johnston with a 333 super chat saying, good day, comic community. Hope all is well. Thank you so much. This one is for you.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No. You need it on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
Prof Willie, a member for 18 months.
I think that Rick Moranis one might be my favorite.
Rick Wellbore dropping that member for 19 months. Whoop, whoop. Let's see. Will MJ make me cry? Start watching this. Stay tuned.
I can try to.
Yeah, watch out as we joked about the other week. Yeah, not dodgy porn, it's palm. Let's see. Comic book countdown. Slabber Day should be a national holiday. You know, I would disagree. It should be an international holiday. That's what we're talking about. Let's see here. As I scroll through here. Trev, the shipping guru, Rob, Chris, and MJ, happy Slabber Day. Gotta try to get caught up because we are behind. Holy Toledo, I love you guys. Gemma Mac, you know this person because I hear that she's got something for you. I think she's been stalking you, is what I've heard.
It's my beautiful wife. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much for joining us and the super chat. Oh my, it happened again, Chris. This one's for you.
That beautiful bean footage.
He's a national treasure, Mr. Bean is.
Well, no, Rowan Atkins is. Mr. Bean, let's be honest, is the worst drivel he's ever churned out.
No.
He's so much better when he's the straight man. His stuff with Blackadder, his stuff in a Thin Blue Line, so much better than his goofy doofus silent act as Mr. Bean.
My son loves Mr. Bean, so I can't argue with you.
Well, you should. Oh, no, you can't. No, you're right. You can't argue with me
can't.
because I'm right. Thank you. Fair enough. I'm not saying that Mr. Bean is awful drivel. I'm just saying it's not the best stuff he's done. No, Mr. Papa Wheelie wants to know about this. He's important. He wants to know. He told me. He sent me a $5 super chat. He says, "What's going on with this? Tell me about Mr. Bean, Rob." Oh no, it says was on Wax Off Comic People. Oh, sorry, I misread that completely. This one's for you, sir.
You know, I'm very conflicted about how I'm supposed to feel watching this.
Mad Spidey says PSA for all the internationals ordering from the new C3 works for the merch. So get your C3 swag now. Wow. Thank you so much. Yeah, he placed his order, that's for sure. And I know I did enable all the stuff for EMEA, the little requirements for that. So let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. I think I'm trying to speed through this, make sure we get everybody in at the same time, knowing we're behind. Yes, check out that Heroes Con booth. And am I seeing anybody new? Boom. Oh, another super chat. Bang! Dead Man Cover Show drops £5. Says, can only afford a $5 this week, but hit the thumbs up, guys. Well, we appreciate it 100%. And that's going to bring us, let's see, I did that one. So we're going to go back to here. My God, as we are in our longest intro ever, Chonko Comics and Nerd Culture says, yo, all Space Case Collectibles. Thanks, Ohana. Canadian Survivalist, Heroes and Villains. What's up? Jagular. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Boom, boom. Membership for Silver Eagle member for 2 months. Thank you so much. This guy, you know, Pete. Of course, you know Pete. Pete's awesome. £10 super chat. Thanks, Pete. At the cancer. Indeed. This one's for you, sir. The Comic Vet says 28 months. Why not? Legion of Comics. Hello, you majestic muff divers.
Hi, Ma.
Kenneth Bird. Hi to everyone. Is here today from Virginia. Thank you, sir. Dale of Suspense hitting a whole bunch of them. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Passport Comics and Efren. Hey, guys. How are you doing? And do we get everyone? All right. I think I've got everybody. If I didn't, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to miss anyone, but we are way behind, and that's okay. Make sure you follow our guest today over on Instagram at MJ_comics with an X and on YouTube at just MJ Comics with an X. James, welcome to the show. I'm going to move you up here. I'm going to make you big. And then just for giggles, we're going to go on to this side over here. And with that, sir, tell us, before you show your first book, we want to know about that time that you were experimented on and suddenly found yourself unable to die. You had...
Who have you been speaking to? How do you know this?
I was looking at your sweatshirt. So if you wouldn't mind, sir, give us your comic book origin story real quick, and then we'll get into some books, sir.
Yeah. So I grew up, I really liked Spider-Man and Batman. I loved the animated Spider-Man series growing up, watching that every Saturday morning and when I got to school. And then I came across comic books when
was it this one?
No, it was the 94 animated series. Is it?
Fair enough.
Our intro, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry. And so I first came across comic books. My mother had a boyfriend who took me to a comic shop, and I was just like, oh my god, there's Spider-Man on the wall there. There's this, there's that. So I ended up picking up like at this comic shop. There used to be like a mystery pack for like £1 where you got like 4 or 5 random comics, and I just bought a few packs and took them home and just reading random books. You know, like Batman Nightfall and some of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man early run, and then I started. In the UK we don't really have like like newsstands like where comics are on every corner and stuff like that. So it's not difficult. It's quite difficult to get hold of them. But some of our shops, like local convenience stores, sold like Marvel UK reprints, and they'd be like it was called The Astonishing Spider-Man, and I'd go in and pick that up every week, and and there would be it pretty much started off as the Clone Saga, so that was the first story that I ever.
And you stuck with it still. I applaud you.
I've got the omnibus there for volume 1 and 2, but like, yeah, I just remember that blowing me away because Scarlet Spider hadn't been in the TV series or anything like that, so that was my first introduction into him. And then obviously Ben Reilly became the sensational Spider-Man, and then it just went from there. And then so I think one of the first books that I bought individually was like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man 1, and I've got that with me today. So I'll show that off. But I went to high school, secondary school, and that was the end of comic collecting, because if people found out that you were a comic collector in my secondary school, I'd be leaving school with black eyes every day. So I didn't really want to engage in that.
Either that, you'd never get dated.
Well, you never get dated, but Pokemon cards were cool. So I don't really know how. I don't really know how that.
Oh wow, you're much younger than I am.
Yeah. So, so I collected Pokemon cards for the best part, but then I got back into comic collecting probably about 2007, 2008. It's probably because I like the Dark Knight and the Batman Begins movies. Like I wanted to start reading Batman again, so I started buying some trade paperbacks, and then I was just like, you know what, I want to start buying the singles. So then along came the Batman New 52 run, and I subscribed to that and was collecting the Scott Snyder run and was reading that every month or whatever it was. And and then I just started going and buying stuff that I remember seeing when I was a kid, and then I started going after first appearances, and then eventually I came across grading, and I kind of
here we are
that, and here we are. And then so that pretty much got me into it, really.
Phenomenal. All right, so before we get a riot on our hand, why don't you tantalize these people with your first book, your first selection of the day?
So
no pressure. It only
Pokemon cards. No.
Oh my God, we have some technical difficulties. I don't know what happened.
No, I knew. I purposely chose that because you mentioned before on my stream.
This is the part of the show where I take over.
Yeah. So the first CGC book I ever purchased was a signature series, Batman 232. First appearance of Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, however you pronounce that. But it's signed by none other than Neil Adams. And I bought this in, I think it was probably about 2012. But yeah, it's I bought it really. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's anybody else worth having it signed by.
Oh no, of course. Maybe Denny O'Neil because he wrote it, but yeah. I bought this really because it was the first. Literally, I think it was the first graded comic that I came across, and I was like, I really wanted a Batman 232 because of the first appearance of Ra's al Ghul, and I was like, I've got to have this. I don't know what it quite is, but I've got to have it because it looks shiny, it looks sexy. But looking back now, I'm really not a fan of the old labels, but it's literally the first graded comic I ever bought. And I think, the value of this at the time, I want to say it was like $140. Like I got it shipped from the US to here. So, but the color of the green just really pops for me on this cover. I really like it. And obviously, Robin getting shot as well looks, can't stand the guy.
I'll tell you, because you're right. The green does pop. This one's great. This is because I have a copy that's a higher grade, but doesn't look as good as this. And mine's like a 6.0. Doesn't look nearly as good as this because of some misprinting of down the side. This
is actually a pretty good copy for 4.0. It probably could do with a CPR, but I'm too scared in case anything happens. But no,
you're all good.
That's my first comic book. Like I said, I'm a big Batman fan growing up, so I had to get it.
Great choice.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right.
Want me to pull out the next one?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. You don't have to wait for us to we just flow here on this channel, baby.
So this is another book. This is actually my lowest graded book in my collection.
Okay.
It's been slabbed, and it's Fantastic Four issue number 48. And I don't know if you can quite see. It's obviously a blue label, but it's been signed by Joe Sinnott
with a remark.
With a remark as well of the Silver Surfer. So this is a contender for CGC's JSA authentication. But I knew as soon as I saw it was signed, I had to get it. I picked this up from. Do you guys know Jason Parker Comics?
Yeah, I know Jason Parker.
With his wife. Yeah, I picked that up from Jason, who's a good friend of mine. So shout out to him.
Does it have underneath in the center? I see like extra writing. What's written on the underneath and on the top of the label?
It's got
CGC. The CGC label underneath.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. It says that it says name and sketch written on cover with marker. So
I wonder if that's part of the reason it got a 1.8.
Yeah, I mean it's got a tear at the back there.
I understand that, but I mean that it could still be potentially a little bit higher. I'm thinking because one of the things that you had the opportunity to do with a book like this, you could send it in and have it graded.
Great.
And instead of getting the green label and because of the name on front, it would get a potentially higher grade because of that. I'm not saying that this is a high grade book. Obviously it's not. But is it maybe a 2.5 instead of a 1.8 because of the signature, and it's simply by getting it now JSA certified instead? Does the grade go up simply on that alone? It's possible.
Yeah, it's one of those things. So like I paid more than what this comic is worth, obviously because of the signature. I was told it was it's a legit signature. I mean, it looks like a legit signature to me, but yeah, it is a contender for sending in. But I just worry about how brittle it looks. But yeah,
that's why that's a book like that a pressing's not going to do it any good. So a book like that you send in exactly like that in the case, and stuff, and you just have them do a regrade with the JSA certification. Let them deal with all that, so that way it's not, you don't have to worry about causing any damage taken out, because some of those are really, even though it's easy to crack the slab, getting the books out of the inner well on some of those CGC inner wells is extremely challenging to do. So
shout out to Mad Spider here. Like when you come across my books, I literally like low grade is better than no grade. I'm happy to have a book regardless of what the grade is. I'm just happy to own it. So this being in a 1.8, it suits my collection, but I'm just happy to have it. It's really cool. And obviously next month or the month after, we got Fantastic Four coming out. But
yeah, so I mean this is a big book. Obviously, first appearance of the Toga Party.
Toga Party, yeah.
Watch. This is book coveted by Greek life enthusiasts everywhere, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. And while we're on the topic of the first appearance of the Silver Surfer, this is his first series.
Oh yeah.
All right. It's been a minute since we've had this particular issue on our show. James, would you mind reading us the right side of the blue label, my man?
Yes, of course. It's the origin of the Silver Surfer, the tale of the Watcher begin, and the origin of the Watchers.
Excellent.
This is a book. This is a thick book. A thick boy.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Okay, so I mean, there's a lot of these that are in this mid-grade range because those spines.
They're they're ruthless. But this book I picked up with a copy of issue number 3, which also got a 5.0. They were both pressed and cleaned, and they both look fantastic next to each other. But yeah, I love the color on this with the red. Like I'm a massive fan of Silver Age covers because I think they just really stand out.
I think what year this is when is this what Silver Age still?
Is it?
Is this I don't know what year is it?
68.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's a 25-cent threw me off. That's right. It's a double thick. Rob, you just said that.
Yeah. So I think it is the first appearance of. Is it the first appearance of Charlotte Bell as well?
Yes,
it is. I don't know why it doesn't note that on the thing, but I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, I had to get this. Norrin Rad is such a cool character. I'm just gutted that we're not getting him in the MCU, or are we? We don't know.
We'll see. Who knows?
We will find out.
Jay knows the way. Drops a $10 super chat. Says,
I do speak funny. I'm from what we call in the United Kingdoms. I'm a Brummie, so I'm from the Midlands. I'm from Birmingham. So it's not a particularly great accent, to be honest. So although I don't think I really sound like I'm from Birmingham, but
well, at least it's not Welsh.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No. Lord Helmet, Black! You're needed on the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
you literally caught me off guard then when you said about at least it not being Welsh. I was literally chuckling in the background.
Apologies to those who are watching from the great country of Wales. We don't. We apologize.
Look, I understand it's a joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that like Jason Parker, he's from Wales. But a good friend of mine at work who I sit next to as well, he's from Wales, and all day long we just have banter about, him being Welsh and me from Birmingham. So it's good. It's all good.
All right. On to the next one.
Next book. Right. So this book here is Detective Comics issue 275. So I don't know if anybody knows. This is it's kind of a first appearance, but it's of the zebra Batman. I really just I'm a massive fan. I'm a sucker for orange covers. So Secret Wars number 8, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 40, Superman 233, is it, with the Neon Adams breaking from the chains?
Yes.
Any orange covers, I literally, if I see them, I buy them. And this, I saw this and I thought this is really cool. This is from 1960, and the artwork is by Sheldon Meldoff, is it? But I remember seeing this in like a book about Batman, with like a bit of history of Batman, and this being one of the covers that they chose, and I thought this cover is absolutely insane. Just trying to catch the light.
It is that time period. He just did all kinds of weird stuff with his outfit, and it's like,
yeah,
it's 4.
But it's a cool thing, and I actually picked this up. So at the back here, I've kept this little thing on the back. I bought it from a guy called Duncan Alpine, and he's like a collector here in the UK. And he wrote a little note to say like about the history of this book, which I thought was he's put one of those great covers of the period. I bought this this copy from the great Alan Austin in the early 1970s, and only just recently sent it to CGC for grading. All my love, Duncan Alpine, and he put the date. So I don't know who.
Nice.
You don't
Alan
know who
Austin.
the great Alan Austin is?
I
Did why? I have no
No,
idea.
do you know what I was thinking? It could be some legendary, artist or writer, and I just didn't know about him. But no, it's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. But it's a great cover.
Doubt Alan's greatness.
Yeah.
Dr. Von Hoot wants to chime in and say you have a broomy twang, but it's not overt.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
See,
I think it's when you say specific words that it just comes out.
Fair enough. DVH, this one's for you.
That beautiful bean footage.
I did love it when you had Peter from Triple G Comics on the other week, and he comes out with he's obviously from up north, he's a Geordie, and he come out like manky and cack, like they're just classic words that it's just amazing. The dialect in this country just changes from a
you think
2 miles.
You think that's what you should see what we do here with it.
Yeah, but it's over vast areas compared to here.
True story. But
yeah,
but we found ways to really bastardize your language, so that's all right.
It's fun. So keeping on theme with Batman, this is one of my favorite comic book covers all time. It is Batman issue 251 by again.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Again, it's by Neil Adams. This classic or iconic cover. It's in an 8.0, and I picked this book up. I remember first seeing, like, obviously this imagery is like legendary, but I remember I bought a T-shirt that had this cover on it. And it was like a velvet, like feel on the front of the T-shirt, and I was like, I need to get this comic. And I found this book. It was a 4.0 from mycomicshop.com. Got it pressed and cleaned, and it came back an 8.0, which is incredible.
My goodness.
So they undergraded that thing, and I'll let you guess how much I paid for the 4.0.
$125.
I'll give you a chance.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
I'll give you a chance.
£100.
No, I'll give you a chance. I bought this in 2012. So try it. It's gonna be cheaper. Go on, lower.
£50.
Lower.
You paid £25.
Probably it's $40. So
proper job.
I know, and this thing at the height in the boom was going for crazy money. I couldn't believe it.
So there you go.
But
Alan Austin was a pioneer of UK comics fandom in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and hailed as the first full-time comic dealer in the UK.
There we go.
Thank you so much for looking that up.
Thank you so much for that. So that's cool. But they're one of my favorite covers of all time. Absolutely beautiful. I would have loved to have this signed, but obviously it's passed away. So
you had some reactions.
Raw. Yeah, it's $40 raw, and it looked incredible. 35 quid, mate. $40 back in 2020 was probably about £20. It was probably like 1.7 exchange rate, maybe. But no, this is incredible.
Yep, I'd say so. Phenomenal job.
Thank you. This is not. So I'm a big fan of Todd McFarlane, and this book here really disappointed me in the grade. I hate 9.0s. I'd rather have an 8.5 because I just don't like a 9.0. It's one of those crazy things. So I was really disappointed when this came back as a 9.0. But I love Todd McFarlane's artwork. It's some of the first comic art that I was introduced to as a kid, so it's stayed with me. But again, you'll see orange cover, absolutely love it. And obviously you've got the missing
The moon.
missing piece there for the sun that wasn't coloured in. But yeah, so this book here, it wasn't relatively expensive to be honest, but
We actually think it's the moon because he's the creature of the night.
Yes,
Batman.
sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
The moon, sorry, yeah.
That's all right.
My bad.
I don't know if you guys pronounced it differently there in the UK.
No, it's just me just being a dummy. Don't worry. But this cover
if
so
you'd like,
good.
though, we can crack that out. We can like crinkle an end or something and make it a different grade if you don't
And
want.
that 8.5. So then I had to go and get the
Oh, there he goes.
So I've got the second print. It's a different color. Like it's more reddish.
Yeah,
Still didn't fix the sun or the moon.
It still didn't fix it now, but they changed the thing. But again, absolutely love it. I loved it so much that when in 2013,
Team Ohana thought it was the sun.
in 2013, Todd McFarlane did an homage to it.
But he colored in the full moon.
He coloured it in. But
I've actually seen. I've seen one where somebody had Todd sign the original Batman and
color it in.
Yeah, and colored it in. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is a recent acquisition. Again, the full Todd McFarlane signature there, the custom label. I had to have this bad boy. Big Spawn fan, so I've got a fair few Spawn comics. But
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's a 9.6, but I'm happy with it. It's only a bad day from a grader from being a 9.8. So really cool cover.
I mean, I know that I'm in the minority that doesn't. I mean, I appreciate his work, but I just don't think he's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. I know a lot of people who really love Todd's work because that's who they grew up on, a lot of his stuff, and really saw it as an influential change in comics. But obviously, a lot of people like him. But it shows that he likes himself too by how often he's willing to homage his own work.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know if anybody homages Todd as much as Todd homages himself.
I don't know, man. I got a bunch of ASM 300s that homages.
Well, they're all different people, but I mean, Todd homages a lot of Todd.
The interesting thing, I've watched interviews of Todd talking about the Batman cover. So, James, if you won't mind putting up the Batman version of this one more time.
I've been corrected. Todd is sliced bread.
How much he doesn't like this cover. Like he says, if you notice, okay, so it's all.
He noticed so many things wrong with it, doesn't he?
He just rips it apart. He's like, this is a cover that we did in half a day versus an entire full day. Shortcutted the background by just putting in the moon, putting in a bunch of bats. He goes, Batman's face is all backlit. However, the girl is completely lit altogether. It's just like that. But the best part is just where he's just ripping apart his own artwork. And then, yes, Rob's absolutely correct. He turned around and homages a damn piece of artwork anyway and does the exact same thing with the Spawn version.
Yeah. But stunning, absolutely stunning covers.
Anytime Todd homages himself, he's just being lazy. Yeah. That's an interesting take. Some people could say the same thing about anytime J. Scott Campbell draws a woman. But anyway.
Here's a question. How many Todd Sigs do you think I've got?
Half a dozen.
No, not that much. It's close.
2.
No. Well, you'll have to find out.
Well, okay. There we
go. You'll find out. So how many books deep am I? 6. I'm 8, so I've got another 4.
Trust me, I'm looking at Beck's Spawn and goes, Rob is right. Tom homages himself.
Gene Mallow, that's correct. I've got 3 Todd Sigs.
There we go.
Let's move on to some Spidey.
Yeah, we can do 2 more, and then we need to go do our break.
That's fine.
Favorite cover.
So, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 50 from 1967, is it? 67, yeah. First appearance of the Kingpin, that beautiful red cover with Spider-Man No More. This book breaks my heart because I specifically bought this book in 2014. I bought it from Germany, of all places. It got shipped from Germany to here because Stan Lee was doing his last Europe appearance in London. So I went to the Comic Con in London to go and get it signed by him. And I took it in my backpack, and I bought like a protective case to look after it so it didn't get damaged. And we rocked up at this Comic Con, and we were in the queue to go in, and in front of us was a guy dressed as the Kingpin, like probably one of the best Kingpin cosplayers I've ever seen, and some girl dressed as the Black Widow. And they were like, oh yeah, we want to meet Stan Lee as well and all this stuff. So when I got into the con, you had to go and get a ticket, and my ticket was like number 2000. And they were like, oh, they're doing it like 1 to 100, 200 to 300 at separate times. So I kept going back throughout the day, and they were only at like 400, 500 every time. Like nothing had changed. And then towards the end of the day, I got a bit desperate, and I went back, and I actually saw the Kingpin and the Black Widow in the queue. So I like ran up to them and said, oh, is it our ticket numbers now? And they're like, no, they've just been accepting anybody all day. And I went, are you joking? So I jumped into the queue with me and my friends, and got to the front of the queue, and they went, no, he's going home for the day now. And I went, oh, no. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I desperately want to meet him. I want to get this book signed. My friends were like, just let James go through. Don't worry about us. Please just let James go through. And I was like, please. I was literally, I've never begged in my life. And the guy was like, no, he's gone home. And I was like, I was absolutely gutted, especially when two girls just rocked up and then they walked in. And I was just like, it's one of those
why'd you get
things.
numbers if they're just going to let people have in and whatever?
I know. I was heartbroken. And then so the next, we were traveling back from London the next day, and one of the guys that I was with, he was like, I'm going to go back to Comic Con in the morning. I'm going to buy a ticket now. I'm going to go really early and try and get his signature before we have to get the train home. And I was like, well, don't miss the train, because it's you've only got an allocated time for the train. I said, I don't think you're going to make it. And then we went out drinking the night before, and I was like, I really don't fancy going and queuing to be heartbroken again. So then we were on the train. It was literally about to leave, and my mate jumped on with 2 signed Stan Lee comic books. And he's like, I ran all the way here. And I was like, yeah, but you got it signed on 2 comics at the counter, which are just worth not particularly anything. I know you got to meet him, but I was heartbroken again, because I would have made it. So this book is, although it's beautiful and I love the cover, it reminds me of being heartbroken. So there we go.
Well, at least he's hanging his head.
Yeah,
he's not happy, Pete. He's sad with you.
He's sad. But then, so I was that heartbroken that my wife, for my wedding, bought me a Stan Lee signed comic.
Slow down.
And that's how you recover OnlySlabs.
And that's how you do it, yeah. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 252, first appearance of the Black Symbiote suit. It's signed by Stan Lee, and the SIG placement is pretty good, I think. It's a little bit smeared, but it's a newsstand copy. And again, the color of the cover, the orange on it, this is a comic that is never leaving my collection. Not that I'm letting any leave anyway, but like this will always remain with me because it was bought by Gemma, and she's one of my favorite people on the planet. So,
rightfully so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's beautiful. And this is probably a contender.
But you were saying, I know you were saying backstage that this book was beautiful, but not as beautiful as Gemma.
Of course, yeah. I'll send you the check, Rob. Thank you very much.
No worries.
But yeah, this is a contender, I think, really for a clean and press. But again, I'm just too scared to send it off in case anything happens to it, because I don't want to lose this book.
That's fair.
But
maybe it's one of those ones where if even if it doesn't get clean and pressed, maybe it's one of those ones where if you're ever at a place where they're doing on-site stuff where you can have it like reholdered or something.
Oh, of course,
newer
yeah.
slab,
If I could get it reholdered, yeah, 100%. But yeah, she's still listening. Thank you very much. But this is one of Venom. Like growing up in the 90s, Venom was one of like the coolest things like that probably since sliced bread for me when growing up. And so to have this book, and I'm just really happy to have it. It's awesome. So thanks, Gemma.
Phenomenal. Well, excellent. And we're going to pause right there as we switch up and get ready to do our first giveaway of the day. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, that is good. Of course, we're going to be doing a hashtag in a moment. You'll throw it into the comments. We'll spin the wheel, and we're going to do six pulls from our box, and we ship internationally. So that's coming up in just a second. But first, let's say hello or say thank you to all. I'm discombobulated. Sorry. The story. Let's say thank you to all the Goon Squad members at the membership at the highest level here on the channel, supporting comics curing cancer. Thank you to Dale of Suspense, TJ Links, Dr. Von Hoot, Legion of Comics, Stephen C., Justin Birch Letters, Circumstances, The Comic Vet, Austin LeMay, Mad Spidey, Chuck Hensey, Lone Eagle, Comiverse, Dead Man, Anachronic Comics, Colossus Collector, Timo Hanna, Still Only 35 Cents, Cliff on Comics, Bearded Comic Bro, Never Could Figure It Out, Daymares, The Adventurous Joe, Valenrook, Jay Knows the Way, Ronnie Johnson, The Comics on the Edge, Omnibo, 1063 Comics, Silver Eagle, and newest Goon Squad member, Sal's Comics Corner. Thank you so much for being a Goon Squad member. And with that, let's throw up our hashtag, Excelsior. Hit that hashtag Excelsior in the comment. Not Welsh would have been good. That's a good one, Wilmore. Sorry I missed that. But you know, it was something else, but we got that Stan Lee at the last minute. I had to change it up. So Excelsior, our hashtag, throw that in the chat and get entered for the giveaway.
Is it a faux pas if I enter it or not? Or?
No, you're absolutely allowed, as is Gemma. But while you're doing that, you also have another requirement. This is the part where we ask you to give you the opportunity to promote what's coming up over on MJ Comics YouTube channel. Of course, yesterday you had yourself a nice interview.
Yes.
You do some phenomenal interviews. I seldom get to catch them live. I usually have to catch them on the rewind because I work, but it was a slow day in the afternoon. I was able to put you on in the background.
That's fine. I appreciate that. The interviews, I really enjoy talking to people. And it's nice meeting more members of the comic community. So I'm really proud at how some of those interviews have, like, friendships have transpired from them and you know, acquaintances. So I'm really happy and I'm enjoying it. Coming up on the channel, to be fair, I got my, so because we're at the moment we've sold our house, so it's all like dealing with the legal side of it. So all my valuables, because we were having like viewings when I wasn't in the house and stuff like that, I sent them off into storage, and I went and collected my slabs for the show yesterday. And I kind of I know I showed off a graded Pokemon card earlier. I've actually got a pretty decent graded card collection, so I thought about doing a video like showing off some of them. But I haven't really got much planned at the moment. I'm kind of like just freestyling it, but I'm working on a couple of interviews. I'm just waiting for people to come back, but that's it at the moment.
Phenomenal.
But I want to use this chance as well just to say the work that you guys do for Comic Curing Cancer is just phenomenal, and I'm super grateful for everything that you guys do, and it's a phenomenal job you do. And like, was it like 56,000 something? I don't know how much
something like that last year. Yeah, so far. Yeah, we're this year with this year's total, unless we completely miss the mark, we'll go over. We'll for the years I've been involved in it, we'll pass $200,000 raised. So
wow, and you know, not only the hard work that you guys put into it and the promotion side of it, it's also the comic community getting involved and the money
Yes.
being pumped for that. So thank you to everybody. For that.
Especially the comic book community. Otherwise, it's just Mark, DJ, and I posting stuff on Instagram.
No, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you so much. Chris, how about for you? What's coming up over on the Comic Vet YouTube channel?
That's a difficult segue to follow.
Sorry.
Myself this Wednesday, Show Us What You Got, the live new comic book day hangout. Like Rob, I have channel memberships over there as well that I like to refer to as the Comic Army. This Wednesday is the Comic Army giveaway night. One lucky member of the Comic Army will be winning a proverbial fat stacks old comics that particular night. So if you're interested, tune in for that. And if you're interested in joining the Comic Army, now's your chance. It's a pretty sweet stack. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I hear we're gonna do
at some point as well. That's right.
I hear you're doing another moose race again.
Okay.
That's phenomenal.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and do our thing. I'll just talk about my stuff later on because we got to get back into the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I see 73 people entered. Your last chance to hit Excelsior before I spin the wheel in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wheel.
Good luck, everybody.
Of
fish.
Fish.
And our winner of this first set of draw pulls from the box, Team Ohana.
Hey.
Congratulations, Team Ohana. Huge supporter of Comics Curing Cancer. That one.
Huge.
Nice.
Nobody supports. Like, no, never mind. All right. James, you're going to be pulling books for our man Richard over at Team Ohana. So select, you're going to pull either, give me a number 1 through 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or we'll just do some back to front action. You tell me when to stop.
Okay. 1 to 10 on the front, number 7, please.
Number 7 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oops, I got to turn it over this way.
And then number 7 from the back as well.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then if you could just put your finger in the middle and then 7 backwards from that.
1, 2, 3, 4. 7. All right.
Okay.
3 more.
3 more. Okay. Do the stop.
Front and back or both?
Front, please.
Front. All right. 2 more.
2 more, and then go. Stop. And then front and back for both of them. There we go.
Watch your back, Rob.
These better be good.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
He doesn't need any encouragement, James.
All right, Richard. Congratulations.
Has he got...
First book up. We got some Daredevil issue 200.
Nice.
Awesome.
It's kicking Bullseye's ass.
Yeah, story about your neck.
It's like I've never seen them before. I've seen them before when they went in, but I didn't know who they were all going to come out at the same time. Book I almost thought about pulling back out for myself just because I'm thinking about collecting this run, but too late now. Marvel Tales 145. This is the reprinting of Amazing Spider-Man issue 8.
Nice.
James knows a little bit about this book because he likes the Batman. This probably one from one of the best stories in a long. In
the Court of Owls. Yeah.
Court of Owls. This is the first appearance of Talon, William Cobb.
Nice. I can already see Chris's arteries hardening.
How about Marvel Comics Group issue number 20? Spider-Man at last face to face with Spider-Woman there. This is the first meeting of Spider-Man and Spider-Woman in the 616 universe.
That's a great cover, that is.
That'd be a nice book to have slabbed.
It's great artwork.
You like Silver Age books?
Oh, yeah, baby.
Submariner issue 40.
Nice.
So boys, when I used to have hair,
You used to look like that, did it?
I used to rock and roll with that kind of haircut. Yeah.
Guest starring the one and only Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There he is. If
Oh.
only I could help Namor, but I can't.
Oh.
Oh, Peter.
And then, because it just keeps going. Richard, how about? I've never heard of this team before, but I don't know, the X-Men issue 26.
Holy cow!
What the fuck are we doing on this show?
What a banger.
20
Right
like
cover.
issue 26. Don't smile like you're proud
Yeah,
of
there were 25 issues before this one.
I was gonna say,
Congratulations, Richard.
Even
Well done,
James's wife is probably like over there in the next room, like shaking her head, like, wait, why are they giving away that book?
right. Next book, yeah.
No,
All right, yeah, go ahead. We're just
That's fun. So someone put that's at least a $40 book. That X-Men 26. Is it 26 or 27?
issue, it's issue
Let's
26.
throw the book, okay? Let's not do this.
Okay. This book again, because I love Venom. Obviously, the first full appearance.
Oh, yes.
9.
Hold on. I gotta get it. I'm gonna get it. Here we go.
Yeah! Yeah!
Nice, Jeremy. There, nice.
Yeah.
This book means. I remember this book. It's not the first copy I've owned. I've actually owned 3 copies of this book. Yeah, it's direct. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I've actually owned 3 copies of this book. The first copy I bought, I found. I mean, I don't know if you guys have this, but you know, like, is it Craigslist or whatever it is, like where people just throw out random adverts for stuff for sale? We had like a version of that in this country, and some guy put comics on there, and like the photo, there was just like I could just see like the corner of this like in there, and I was like, how much do you want for all those comics? And he's like, oh, I think he wanted like £100 or something like that. And I said, well, how much would you want for just like a couple of them? And he goes, oh, well, tell me which ones you want. And I said, oh, I'm looking for these ones. And then as soon as I said, like, I'm looking for 300, he was like, oh, I've checked on eBay. That one goes for a couple of £100. That one does. I was like, oh. And then so he goes, come on over, drive over, and we'll talk about it. So I drove over to his house. He had like a box of like 90s like an 80s Spider-Man and garbage comics, yeah. And he had like loads of like, you know, the do you know that there's packs of Spider-Man anniversary cards? You know, like the like Todd McFarlane, like comic images, are they, or something like that? The little cards. He had loads of them, and he was like, "Oh, you can have a pack of these if you want." And he just kept giving me these packs, and I was like, "These cards are awesome." So anyway, I picked that up off him with a bunch of others, and I got it for a good discount. But then that book only was graded at like a 6.5. It was terrible condition. I sold it before it got graded, but that's what the person who bought it got it the grade as. So then I bought an 8.5 newsstand, probably about 7 years ago, maybe. And then I finally upgraded from that to this probably about 2 years ago from my friend Jason Parker. He gave me a really good deal on this. So, yeah, but I would prefer it if it was a newsstand, obviously, but it's just...
Our good friend Izzy is quick to point out that it's just the third appearance of the spaghetti webbing on the cover. It's true.
Well, Todd McFarlane even says that the first appearance is technically, is it $2.99? Where that full shot of Venoms and the you know,
honey I'm home scene.
Yeah. But
we're big fans of Xane. Absolutely. I never dispute that that's the first appearance. I never dispute
this is
the
just
whole
the first full appearance.
first full story. Yeah, and it's the first full story, first full appearance, however you want to phrase it. It doesn't mean that can't be the money book, but the first appearance is still the first appearance. That's why Hulk 180 is the first appearance of Wolverine. Yeah. It's just not necessarily the money book, because however you want to call it, a cameo, whatever, it's one panel, whatever, it is what it is.
Well, it's when you think about this, when you think about this, the front of this issue compared to 299, this is a much better cover. So, like, it's iconic.
Oh, sure.
It's well, you got Spider-Man taking out a soldier with a mean right hook.
Yeah, but it doesn't look as beautiful as this. I'll be honest. I love Todd McFarlane, but it's just.
I mean, could you imagine Todd McFarlane homaging ASM 299 400 times?
No.
Has
he done an homage of that cover? No,
I don't think
he has.
Ever homage 299.
Let me do my work.
No, he has.
Right.
He's done it for Spawn, issue 298 and 299 are exact, and 300 exact. Elias.
Well, that would make sense. That lazy bastard. Wait.
Yeah. Cool. So sticking with Venom, probably like one of Todd's best covers. Amazing Spider-Man 316, signed by Todd McFarlane again. Beautiful signature placement. Love the color of the purple on this cover. It's beautiful. This story is like, it's brutal the way that the first few pages in this, he's beating up, how brutally he's beating up the Black Cat. Like, it's insane, but he's just an absolute monster, and Venom's one of my favorite characters. So
yeah, he's not even close to the same character he was back when he was first introduced, is he?
No, he's become much more now.
Yeah.
But no, this is a cool cover. I picked this up through a good friend of mine, Kevin from Superpower Review. I don't know if you remember that channel.
Yeah. Karate Kevin, we've had him on.
Karate Kevin, yeah. Good dude. And he picked this up for me and sent it to me, so it's an awesome book. I got it for a great price.
He's the one who introduced us to referring to Frank Castle's character as Skullboy.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, Kevin's a sweetheart, man. He's one of my favorite people. And he's got some amazing comics. So that's my second Todd McFarlane signature.
Yeah. No, that's probably right. Todd is sliced bread, didn't you hear?
Yeah. He is sliced bread.
The full time.
And then this cover here again, orange. The Mark Bagley art. Grew up again. He was another artist that I grew up admiring for Spider-Man when I was growing up. Spider-Man issue 410. And this is just a cool. Ben Reilly is one of my favorite Spider-Man characters. And so this cover here is, I think they call him Spider Carnage. It's just a wicked, awesome cover. But this is actually Ben Reilly with the Carnage symbiote, so it's pretty cool. I actually really like that Spider-Man costume with the web shooters on the outside, which is similar to obviously the Scarlet Spider.
Right.
But I definitely have a fetish with orange covers like this. My brain just clicks. Like as soon as I see it, just God help Gemma if she wears an orange dress one day. Like it, probably send me into overdrive. But this is a beautiful cover. It says something about, it says Mark Bagley, and it says Atomic Comic Brush. I don't know if that was like whatever tool or something that he was using to create that cover, but it's insane for me. I love it. But it's in a 9.8. I'm really happy to have that book. Oh God, I'm sweating in here with doing this. Hint, hint, Gemma. Next book. Right. I don't think I'm taking this out of the thing because of the glare, but I don't think you've had this particular comic on your channel.
Ooh, a challenge.
In fact, I will challenge it. I don't think you guys have had it.
It must be put out a pence variant of something.
It's not a pence variant. It's you've had this comic book before?
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that before.
You've never seen this. I didn't think you have. But
Is it Arthur Adams? Like who?
I'm being genuinely honest when I say I don't think you've ever had this particular copy in.
I'll be interested to see what you come up with, because keep in mind, we had a guest on where the only thing he showed was every single variant of this book.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
and he might have showed it off.
All 20 something books he showed was Spider-Man 1.
Okay. All right. And so this is remember I mentioned about the first book that I purchased individually from the comic shop?
Yeah.
This cover here.
Well, he didn't show us the one that you bought.
This is it. This is the exact one. So this is the one that I picked up mid 90s or whenever it was. But this copy here actually stayed in like an A4 binder in like a Polly Pocket or whatever you call them. Like no backing board or anything like that. I sent it off to CGC. She's shopping on it.
She's looking for an orange dress.
Really tight fitting. So I am a massive fan of mycomicshop.com. I've been buying off that website for years because it was so easily, like, the shipping to the United Kingdom is really good value for money. So I regularly would just buy loads of comics off that. And when I was looking at the comics, they had a Blue Lizard era variant listed, but there was never ever a copy for sale. And I thought, what is that? So I did a bit of research, and I was like, oh wow. And I was like, I wonder if I'll go upstairs and check my comics. And I was like, I wonder if my one is. And lo and behold, I opened it up on like the 7th and 10th page. The lizard is not green; he's blue. So this book here, so this is the Blue Lizard variant. So CGC do not recognize it as a variant or like an error or anything like that. So when I sent it off to CGC for grading, it came back as like a 9.0. And it had no notes on it whatsoever. And I was like, oh, so this is the first book I ever cracked out of a slab. And then I resubmitted with CBCS because they recognize it on the label. But I also had it pressed as well. And it came back a 9.4. So I was really happy. To be honest, I thought it'd probably be at least a 9.0 with them. But yeah, it notes it on the label as a Blue Lizard variant. And it's just basically where I think like the printer tone or whatever is just it's run out of ink or
they went the low on one of the colors because you got your three color ink process
and let's be honest, they did a few million of this particular issue, right? So
yeah, there's the standard green lizard, there's a blue lizard, and then there's also an orange lizard variant as well.
Yeah. I think the yellow. I think there's an orange or yellow lizard, which is the most rarest one that you can't. So did the guy have this then?
Oh yeah, he had all three variants.
Oh, you're joking? Oh well.
No. Yeah,
I'll go home.
Legit, dude. He
hardcore.
If there was a Spider-Man 1 variant of anything that was out there that he didn't have, then he just didn't know about it yet because he had 20 something copies of Spider-Man 1 and every single one of them was a different variant.
So
different countries,
yeah.
So when obviously I discovered this, every time I go to a comic shop now, I always flick through.
Yeah.
And I've found 3 other copies since.
Oh, nice.
And then, but let's just say probably checking about 50 copies. I found 3. So I don't know what the ratio of that is, but
I do know that when after his show, I did go through all my copies.
Yeah, didn't find one. So the first copy I found afterwards, my brother was like, "Oh, can you just have a quick look?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh my god, you've actually just found one." And then I found another one for Jason Parker. He rang me up and said, "Oh, can I just flick through the book and you just tell me where it is?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." And then we found one, and then the third time I was actually in a comic shop and I told the owner and said, like, you've got like a £250 comic here. Like, you've marked it as 20. I think he marked it as £20. So, it's just building good relationships with that comic shop.
Yeah, I would say you most certainly did.
Yeah.
He should have offered you to let you have it right then and there at the £20, £20, and then before he priced it up.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, that some of these people like watch like my videos, and if I went and said, "Oh, I got this for £20," and then it's like but
the shops can't flip through the pages on every single book. I mean, they can barely flip through every single book that they have inbound to price them. So a lot of them are priced in bulk, and so that's gonna be fair. It's always nice, yeah.
I'm disappointed with myself now. I thought that was gonna be the first.
But that shop probably only paid $1 for the book for.
He probably bought in a massive collection where you got it.
Yeah, exactly. Paid
50 pence or
exactly.
So again,
just to let everybody know, I'm sorry, we are going to be running long on this show today. Just so you know, we're going to run a little bit over our normal allotted time. So please go ahead and refill your drinks.
Yeah. So sticking with Todd McFarlane.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Marvel Age.
This is the other signature that he does. And it's in a nice green pen. And you can see, obviously, that's a newsstand. And it's Marvel Age issue number 90. That classic Todd McFarlane cover. I've got a T-shirt of this. It's absolutely incredible. And it's a 9.6. And I picked this up from mycomicshop.com for $170. I think that's a really good price.
It's the weekend, Wilbur. Just don't operate heavy machinery.
Yeah, you can start drinking. It's so good that
unless you're in Australia, in which case it's time to just get yourself your Bloody Mary.
Yeah, but I've got a couple of cards that kind of like match it as well, which is pretty cool.
James, what's the grades on those 2 PSAs you got there?
9s.
Nice.
So that's one of those comic images, the McFarlane era. But yeah, I love this cover. I've even got you can probably just about see up there. There's like a vinyl.
Yep.
The top right, the same image. I'm obsessed with it. Anytime I see this image on something, I'll buy it. So I do wish it was an orange pen. Yeah, actually, you know what? Orange on red would look really good. But yeah, it's a beautiful cover. There's only one copy I've seen better than this, and that is my good friend Manu from the 9.9 newsstand. He has a 9.8.
Nice.
In a newsstand as well.
Is it signed?
It's signed as well, yeah.
Does he get the full Todd or just the T?
I can't remember. I think he's got the full Todd, maybe. So he's, that guy is a collector of rare books. Right, moving on from Spider-Man. This is my only graded Golden Age comic book.
Ooh.
And I wanted something iconic for the time. And I wanted something with not an orange cover, but a yellow cover. But we have Superman issue number...
Oh, and boom goes the dynamite.
It's Superman issue number 34, obviously with that giant red cross to support the war effort at the time. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful for a 3.5. There's 2 requirements I wanted from buying a Golden Age book, and it was either Batman or Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And it had to be a yellow. If it was Superman, it had to be a yellow cover. And if it was a Batman cover, it had to not have Robin on it.
Ooh, wow! Not a fan of the Boy Wonder.
No, not really. But yeah, I think this cover's awesome. It's from 1945. It's a Jack Burnley cover. But yeah, it's a really nice condition, I think, for 3.5.
Now, James, did Siegel or Schuster have anything to do with the creative team as well?
No, unfortunately, no. But a little guy called Bill Finger had something to do with it.
Yeah.
So it says Bill Finger story along with Don Cameron and Sam Citron art, which is pretty cool. And it says that it's got a Luther appearance on the notes, but just really, really like that cover. So my only golden age, and I was kind of I was helped by and you've had him on your channel a couple of times now for OnlySlabs, Ilson Comics.
Oh, yes,
absolute gentleman.
Love Wilson.
I was kind of inspired after speaking with him to get a Superman book, especially. So shout out to him. He's a great guy. He's actually got he's helped running a Elite Comics auction tomorrow for the UK. I think it's tomorrow. Is the first tomorrow? Is it? Yeah,
it is.
So I wish him all the best with that. I'll be watching to see what bargains will be on offer. But he's one of the good guys here in the UK selling comics and looking out for people. So shout out to him. Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, are you okay for me to carry on going? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go ahead. I already warned everybody we're running a little bit late. They've refilled their drinks, and
so my next slab is. Have you ever played? you guys?
Australia accepted. It's the first already.
Oh yeah. My next slab is. I kind of I'm a very big video game collector as well. I love video games. Grew up playing video games. So video games.
First console was
my first console was an NES, a Nintendo Entertainment System, and I still have one there boxed. I absolutely love it. Those are Nintendo games there, and then Super Nintendo, SNES, or whatever you guys. Do you call it SNES or do you call it SNES?
I wasn't playing with it back then, so I
was 2600.
I'm still playing with it.
Yeah.
So.
The 2600 was my first console, and really my until N64 was my only console I ever had.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wow.
And so
my wife had an NES and Super NES and stuff, but I never
did. Yeah, two of my favorite consoles, those are. But yeah, so what this next slab is actually a video game.
Oh, now do you have an acting companion?
But I have this boy.
There we go.
So I have the game and the free promotional comic book that came when you I think it was like a pre-order with the game. It was only available in the United States. This book has a lot of history to it because it was once owned by Manu, the 9.9 newsstand. So this is one of the first copies he sent off to CGC. He got it pressed by I'm trying to remember there's a YouTube channel that does pressing, and there's like a 45-minute video of this book being pressed on YouTube, and it's got like I want to say it's got like 50,000 views. But it came back obviously in 9.2. It's got the retired custom Carnage label, and it's just an awesome Bill Sankovich cover. That iconic cover there. That Carnage has just appeared everywhere throughout. This image has appeared so many times in 90s comics. It's untrue. Like it's like the back cover to loads of comics, and it was like a full page advert in many comic books in the 90s. But it's just absolutely beautiful, and these things are pretty rare.
Yep, not inexpensive. Chris,
no.
Yep. Do you have any guess what this free promotional comic would cost you today?
I know during the bubble it went kaboom, and for those that are wondering why, a 9.2 that's actually a pretty high grade. This is a very poor stock type of paper. Incredibly brittle. There was no respect shown to these books when they were sent to video game stores to be given out. Rob, I'm going to say $800.
You're a little high.
Okay.
So it does fluctuate. This year, a 9.2. There's been two sales. One at $500, and one somebody got a steal at $332.
Wow.
There was also recently a 9.0 that just sold earlier this month for $429.
Wow.
So basically, this book in a 9092 is going to run you anywhere between $400 to $500 typically.
Yeah. So this book here, it's kind of weird as well, like because of the custom label. Manu told me that that adds value to it because it's got the custom label because you can't get them anymore. I know it's just a label, but it does make it
Only
look a
to
bit
certain
cooler.
people,
Only
to certain collectors, maybe to other collectors, it doesn't add iota.
Yeah, but this is one of my this is probably one of the coolest books I think in my collection, just because it's a free comic book.
I take that back. I'm not hunting that. Well, DVH, I'll let you know if you want something more affordable on it. Well, don't hunt it. Just don't hunt it, because even a 4.0 is selling for $150. There's a lot of price. Basically, from a 4.0 to an 8.0 is going to cost you between $100 to $200. 8.5 is where you get about $200 to $300 range. Then you get this $300 to $400 to $500. God forbid if you want a 9.8.
Wow,
you're talking $2,500.
Again, Manu, the 9.9 newsstand has
a 9.8.
Has a 9.8 signed by Bill, and it's like a perfect signature going across here.
Nice.
So
all right,
yeah.
We gotta move it along here.
I just wanted to quickly say this is
phenomenal
green box.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's, I don't know if you can see the notes, but it says that it's got restoration. Some person put glue on somewhere on the box to glue something back together. But I got this for an absolute steal, because if I wanted to
have them together.
You got so?
I said at least you have them together.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But like, if I wanted to buy this like not graded, it would have cost a lot more than it being graded. So I was just happy to have this. So
I think it looks like slab like that.
Yeah. Sticking with Venom, I will move on from Night. So we got Venom the Lethal Protector in a gold foil. I think this is like the retailer incentive, I think. But this book, like as soon as I realized there was a gold version of this comic, I had to get it. It's absolutely beautiful. And I got this for a really good price back during the comic boom, so I'm really happy to have this. It's got an awesome back cover as well.
There we go.
That is beautiful.
Yeah.
What I find really strange is when people get Todd to sign this, because this is Mark Bagley's artwork.
Yeah,
so like
they get him to sign it because he's a creator
of Venom, but
creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's all awesome.
James, I'm curious if they mention that being the retailer exclusive on the right side of the blue label. Would you mind reading it to us?
And so it says gold hollow graphics foil cover Venom pinup by Mark Bagley and Al Milgram on back cover, but it doesn't say. I want to say I think it is. I'm not 100% certain. But but awesome book.
Acknowledging 1999 super chat from JSS Brooklyn. Thank you so much. The CBCA awards will be open. Please, we're not playing the game this year and stuff, but so please go nominate other folks, get some exposure, some new channels, new shows out there. But really appreciate calling attention to the fact that awards program is out there, and that all those chat money here goes to fight comic screen cancer. Thank you so much for that. Let me get you a real quick clip, and we'll get ready to wrap up the show here. Here we go.
Thanks.
That's the first time I ever asked for anything I really wanted.
All right. What we got here? Oh, bring in the hammer of justice.
So this is a 9.6 4337, which is the first appearance of do you say beta or beta?
Beta
Ray Bill. And what's special?
But I understand why you would pronounce it beta. It would be technically phonetically correct.
You see what it says on the notes on the label in the middle.
Mark Jewelers insert.
Oh, that's a nice read then. For that,
That is very good. This book, believe it or not, for some reason in Germany there are some huge comic collectors, but I presume it's probably because you guys have got military bases in the US. This came from, so I bought this off eBay. It was shipped from Germany along with, I want to say the issue afterwards is, or before, I can't remember. A couple of the issues around this issue, they were all Mark Jewelers. And this book here, I spoke to the owner and I was like, oh, did you realize this was a Mark Jewelers? And he was like, no, not a clue. He goes, I bought these when I was on at my military base back in the 80s. I still live in Germany now. I've got a wife and family, etc. So this was the Mark Jewelers variants were pretty much aimed at people based away from home.
Yeah,
so they
the inserts, the jewelry insert was put in there to advertise specifically to military personnel and were available only on the newsstands at the PX stores.
Oh yeah. So my apologies to Nucking Foot One. Chris was supposed to ask me what was on the label. I'm sorry, buddy. But yeah,
all good.
It's it's a cool iconic cover. Our friend Pete from Triple G Comics, his logo is based off this awesome image. But I thought I would show the next issue, which is the second appearance of Beta Ray Bill, but it's signed by Walt Simonson, and it's I had to get a matching grade of a 9.6.
I mean, you can't get it signed by anybody else, really.
Right.
No. But just together, I thought they were pretty cool.
And if anybody doesn't understand, it's because he wrote it, he illustrated it.
It was
he
the cover.
He literally does everything on it. So
yeah, exactly.
It's his baby.
Good knowledge there, Rob. I'll move swiftly along.
Yeah, we can do like two more, and then we got to wrap it up here.
Okay.
Well. It's been a minute, Rob, since we've had this particular issue.
So
So this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 1 from 1985. This is a third printing. This book I was obsessed with getting for ages, and I actually started to sell books out of my collection to fund it. It's like one of the first ever times really that I've ever done that. So I attended like a comic mart, and I like put stickers on bags and boards and sold a load of comics that I didn't particularly want. And I did so well. Like, I think I made like £700 on the first day. I'm able to buy this for like $1,000, which was pretty cool.
All right, James, would you mind making everyone happy? Would you mind reading us what's on the right side of the blue label, please?
Yeah, of course. So this book is known for being the origin and first appearance of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's got the first appearance of Splinter and Shredder, and it is also a nice wraparound cover, and it's in a beautiful 9.2 white pages grade. And pick this up from Metropolis.
Nice.
But yeah, really, really, really good. Big book to own for me, to be honest. One of my most expensive books. But yeah, awesome book. You can tell as well that it's a third print. So these books all look the same, don't they? To be honest, you can only really tell if there's a bit of blood spatter on the T in the middle there. If it hasn't got that, then you're fighting to find out if it's a first or second print. So pretty cool. And then we'll end on a big book. I was going to end on that, but then I was like, nah, forget that. We will go with something that's a little bit more dear to my heart. So, who is your favorite live action Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
So we got one for Andrew Garfield. Rob?
I don't have a favorite.
I
like Peter Parker. I don't care.
But who did the best performance as Spider-Man?
I don't know. I don't think that any one person did the best. I think that to me, it's just it's unlike Superman, where I can tell you I have a favorite and everything else. For some reason, when it comes to Spider-Man, I don't care, just as long as somebody's playing them.
Yeah, but in terms of like, you have a favorite Batman, don't you? Like Keaton, I presume.
Sure, I know, but for some reason with
Okay, Chris.
Spider-Man, I really don't. I don't know who played Spider-Man in the Electric Company.
In the Electric Company.
Yeah, I don't know.
But as a chat would probably agree, it's Andrew freaking Garfield, and this is a signed photo, Amazing Spider-Man, the movie adaptation, issue number 1, and it's signed by the man himself. Facilitated through CGC.
See, the problem is nobody's played Miguel O'Hara yet in live action, so there's
Not in live action, no.
And nobody will.
Do you know what? I would be all for a Spider-Man 2099. I would absolutely love it.
You're gonna get Miles before Miguel. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, 100%. But this is this book, right? When the Andrew Garfield signing was announced with CGC, this book shot through the roof, and then I just I randomly came across it on like a Facebook post, and I was like, "Oh, is this still for sale?" And they're like, "Yeah, you can have it." So I picked it up for picked both issues up for like £30. And I didn't get it pressed outside of CGC because that's who I normally go with, because I needed to get it in quickly. So this is what it came back as a 9.4, but still awesome. I think the signature placement's pretty good. It's a cool cover as well. But this is my final book. I did have like 4 of the books left, but
we'll just have to have you on another time.
No, of course, I would love to come back. This has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Unfortunately, time is time, and we have to move on. Otherwise, Chris's bladder will explode. But we have to say thank you to everybody who's hung up with us, but don't run off, because it's time for another hashtag comics curing cancer. We'll throw that up there. Enter the hashtag in the chat, and we will pull another set of books. Who else is going to walk away with a bunch of great books getting sent out in the post? As for myself, coming up later on in the week, of course, been doing very well. Thanks to everybody who's been watching the OnlySlabs series. That will continue on Thursdays. But this upcoming Monday on Mail Call, now since I'm really only doing 1 day a week opening boxes, we're going to do something a little bit different with this week's Mail Call, and it's going to be a mystery box Monday Mail Call, as I open up a phenomenal mystery box from Exec Collects, Wink Inc., the company man himself.
Oh yeah.
So phenomenal box, and a little bit of an emotional box as well. Actually, you guys will have to make sure you check that out on Monday. Channel members, it'll probably be posting up tomorrow. And other than that, we just keep on rocking as we prep for the big Heroes Con coming up. Let's see, we talked about where is it? There it is. Booth 1766 at Heroes Con Charlotte. If you're going, make sure you swing by, say hello, pick up your lanyard, and get your C3 gear. The link is pinned up the top. Help us out Saturday by sporting your Comics Curing Cancer gear on the floor. Let everybody know that you support Comics Curing Cancer. And of course, next week we will be back again on another Saturday, another Slabber Day, with everybody's favorite Freaky Louie. Oh yeah, Freaky Louie now making an appearance on OnlySlabs.
I have a question. Put that back up for a sec, Rob. I have a question. Was all his Spider-Man books somewhere else where he was? Like, I get he's showing the most important X-Men book of all time, but like, he's known for one character, and like Louis, I know you're watching, man, but what happened?
That's what picture he sent me, man. Oh no, you know what? He didn't send a picture. I think it was like I asked him to send a picture, or I told him he had recently posted that one, which I knew would work well. I said, or I can just use this one. He said, just go ahead and use that one. So he didn't take the time to take a special picture for the show. Instead, he had me repurpose one that was recently posted. Yeah, but he says always got to keep them guessing.
Fair enough, Louis. Fair enough.
But man, but he's been promoting, man. He posted some scary. You see, he's posting that picture. He's pretty scary, man. I'm not sure I want to run into him, Eddie. Charlotte. I mean, geez.
He's turned his life around that way.
That freaky fit stacks. I don't know about that. All right. So, anyways, let's see. We've got 78 out of 85. That's pretty damn good. So this is your last chance as I'm bringing it on board here. We'll do another set of pulls in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round and round, and where she goes, where she stops, well, the internet knows. And our winner of the second set of pulls is Papa Wheelie. Wow. Congratulations.
All right.
Congratulations, Papa.
You got any wrestling books in there, man?
There's no wrestling books and there's no Thundercats. So you're going to have to make do. But Chris, nonetheless, what are you going to pull for Papa?
We're going to go 3 from the front, 3 from the back. Rigged. Not true.
All right.
We're going for 6, Rob?
Yes, 4 more.
Let's let it ride. Stop. And those 2 books, your finger splits. Stop. Those 2 books, your finger splits. No pressure, Papa. Chris, don't pull me, Batman. I'm sorry, man. Rob's a big fan of the Court of Owls. It might be in there.
Oh man, Rob, I've been enjoying your slap show videos.
Thank you. Great. Well, Papa, bad news.
Don't antagonize.
All right, let's see. Here you go. Oh wow. Okay, let's do the super chat here first, just to keep the suspense rolling. Thank you very much. There, we're happy to have you, and appreciate the super chat and the support of Comics Curing Cancer. James, let's get this one. You liked this one, so I'm going to give you this one again.
Bet she gives great helmet.
Kiss me. No. On the bridge, sir. Knock on my door. Knock next time.
All right, so here we go. You get, sir, almost as good as any Thor book that James showed off today. You get Thunderstrike issue number 1.
Bit of foil action on there.
Oh,
yeah. Spot foil. Wow. Thunder.
I remember Pete showing that off on air, wasn't he?
Yeah. You like Spider-Man? How about The Ultimate Spider-Man, issue number 4, the 1 in 25 variant?
Wow.
That might be one of the best Spider-Man covers from that series so far.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It's phenomenal.
Yep. Awesome.
We've got, so we can do these any number of orders, but let's just give him the ones that he doesn't like to see. 52, week 7, the first appearance of Kate Kane.
Nice.
Polar Booster Gold.
Exposed.
And from the new 52, Batman issue 21, the first appearance of Duke Thomas, who later on becomes the Signal.
That was actually a pretty great read there, too.
The Incredible Hulk, issue 377, first appearance of Professor Hulk, and first Guilt Hulk.
And a newsy as well.
Yeah.
Nice timing, because this might be, the cover might be one of the most famous covers that Peter David had a story inside for.
Oh, yeah.
And the final book in today's selection there for Papa, from the Bronze Age, first appearance of the Grizzly in Amazing Spider-Man 139.
Nice.
Oh, God, Peter, hit me!
Yeah!
Ow!
There you go. Congratulations, Papa. We'll get those books on out to you. Everybody, thank you for coming on out and joining us today here on OnlySlabs. Hope that you'll join us again next Saturday, next Slabber Day, with another episode when we bring freaky one on the channel. And until next time, make sure you collect what you want. Don't listen to any of us, including me. I mean, I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.